Good morning. My name is Alicia Cecil, and I am going to share my PowerPoint on self-psychology with you. Self-psychological theory is especially applicable to social work practice because many vulnerable client populations have suffered damage to their self-esteem through traumatic experiences in life. In this theory, a person's sense of self and self-esteem is outlined as dependent on the quality of relationships with parental figures that serve self-object functions. The goal of treatment from a self psychological perspective is to enhance the client's self esteem and restore the level of functioning prior to the loss. Kohut states that patients come to therapy seeking admiration, guidance, and the opportunity to merge with the calmness and competence of an idealized figure through whom their own worth and capability can take form. Heinz Kohut began to create the view of the self with four basic components, including the nuclear self, the virtual self, a cohesive self, and a grandiose self. The nuclear self is a biological construct that infants are born with. The virtual self is an image of the baby retained by the parents. The grandiose self is the fourth component and is an egocentric form of the self that results from feelings of being the center of attention during early infancy. There is also the tripolar self, which includes needs for grandiose display and a need for an alter ego and an idealized figure such as a parent or caregiver or a therapist. Object relations is a variation of psychoanalytic theory that diverges from Sigmund Freud's beliefs that people are motivated by sexual and aggressive drives, suggesting instead that people are primarily motivated by the need. Parental self-objects are compared to self-object peers as the adolescent struggles both cognitively and affectively with familial values and ideals. Self-psychology is a therapy created by Heinz Kohut in the United States and explains psychopathology as being the outcome of unmet or disrupted developmental needs. Heinz introduced the idea of self-objects, which include people, experiences, or ideas that function to support and maintain the cohesive self. The self-object functions are mirroring, idealizing, and twinship. Through a process Kohut called transmuting internalization, the person is gradually able to perform these psychological functions himself, even in the absence of the original self-objects. Mirroring is the need to be seen, understood, and validated. Idealizing is the need to merge with and get strength from admired others, such as parents or therapists, as we said before. Twinship or alter ego is the need to feel fundamental alikeness with other individuals. Self objects are objects that a person experiences as being a part of oneself. This may include people such as parents or caregivers. A self object was originally considered a function provided by a caregiver and experienced mentally as provided an enduring sense of availability to an infant, which fosters developmental functions of soothing and tension regulation for the developing self. Kohut placed empathy at the center of both psychological understanding and therapeutic work. Kohut describes empathy as a vicarious introspection, the ability to think and feel oneself into the inside of another individual. Optimal frustration is a form of tolerable frustration and disappointment. When a child needs access to a self object but one is not accessible, he or she might develop frustration. Optimal frustration happens when a person experiences frustration that can lead to the development of a new skill. So, for example, this would be if a child is used to going to sleep with a pacifier and is unable to locate or find the pacifier, then they might develop frustration, but also learn to go to sleep without it. And that is the development of a new coping skill. These are the references. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching.